Managers and leaders determine the emotional climate and through it the lives of many other people. Quite often a question is asked about the leadership styles. Does everyone have a style? Not necessary, but by and large most of us do have a style. A leadership style is a consistency in behavior that we exhibit in managing other people, supervising others, or leading others. How do you know the consistency? Consistency makes one predict one's behavior. You know the consistency if you observe a person, the way the person sets goals for his juniors, the way he or she manages mistakes of juniors, the way he or she seeks information or gives information, rewards and recognizes, the way manages people and manages meetings, manages conflicts, and all these things are indicative of the kind of belief system that you have. There are people, managers and leaders who believe that generally those who work with them or in general juniors, colleagues or people in general are people who need to be nurtured and need to be taken care of, need to be provided resources. And they believe the job of a manager is essentially to nurture others, provide the right kind of a affectionate and warm climate, and provide the resources, and they perceive themselves as givers of resources. This is the style that is indicative of what we normally call as a paternalistic style, or sometimes it's called benevolent style or charismatic style, because here the manager believes he or she is responsible for nurturing and managing all those who work with him or her. There is another style where people believe, the leaders and managers believe that generally people tend to avoid work. You need to supervise them very closely. You need to reprimand them if they don't do their job well. You need to set tough targets. You should apply the rules and so on. Very understandable, because sometimes they may be the ones who come across such kind of juniors, and therefore they feel that the most important job of a manager or a leader is to set rules and manage that everyone follows the rules. There is a third set of a belief where the person believes generally people are mature, they need to be only guided once in a while, they can manage their own affairs if you trust them, if you provide the right kind of a climate where they manage their own affairs. This particular kind of a leader manager, we some point of time call them as developmental manager, or sometimes they are known as self-dispensing managers. These people believe that their main job is to build the right kind of an atmosphere so that people take their own decisions and so on. When somebody makes a mistake, these people believe that the person who made a mistake should be helped to learn from the mistake so that he or she doesn't repeat the mistake. Or if two people or two departments are fighting, they call them and say that you sort out and you diagnose, you solve your problem, so that I think whenever a conflict comes, you will take care of your own kind of a life and you don't need a third party intervention and so on. So they distribute freely information to others and they seek information to learn from other people. In meetings, they listen to others and they only intervene at an appropriate point of time. This style is called empowering style, developmental style, self-dispensing style, and so on. So it is the beliefs that you have about people and how they should be managed, how they should be led, that makes your leadership style to be labeled as a paternalistic style or a critical theory X type of style or a developmental or self-dispensing style. A style is a label that we offer. Therefore, I think it is from the behaviors we derive this particular kind of a label. Now, I ask the question, how do I know what style I have? There are many tools that are available. There are questionnaires. I think the best way is to ask people who observe you and get them to know if there is anything like a style. But if you ask them, they may not reply properly. They may only be able to present their own kind of a chemistry. That is why a tool like a 360-degree feedback helps, or a third party assessment, or talking to people and finding out consistencies helps, and so on. Otherwise, I think a sensible person who reads a lot of literature on leadership styles can always reflect about his or her own behavior and conclude what is the kind of a style that you are exhibiting. So, I do believe that most of us have styles. There may be people who are very flexible in terms of their style, and therefore may find it a little difficult to decipher any one particular kind of a style. In the next talk, I will talk about parental styles and what are some of the best ways to nurture your own kids and make them as uh, mature citizens and mature adults and things like that. Thank you very much for listening to this video from TVRLS.